Hey, thanks for coming by Tori Magoo 44 again. I appreciate it. Happy Sunday night. Tonight I want to go over a few things with you. This has been an interesting weekend. We've had the picket. Friday night, as I mentioned to you, I went down L. Ron Hubbard Way. Is it a religion? Is it a cult? Is it a mafia? Why would I be mentioning that? Well, first of all, Friday night, if you watch my video from yesterday, you'll see it was very cult-like, right? It's, look out, don't talk to Tori, she's a declared suppressive. What does that mean? I've showed most of you, but if there's anybody new here, they put you on goldenrod just like this, declare you a suppressive person, and no one is allowed to speak to you. If they do, just like Wendy Eckers went running down the street, she's an OTH. She's at the top of the bridge to total freedom. And just because I walked up and the security guard went up and said, she's declared suppressive, when she was going, Tori! Right? That changed to running down the street going, you know the judge. Right? It's very, very thought-stopping. It's amazing. And that's cult. That's what cults do. They stop your thoughts, right? That's why they have those secret languages, thought-stopping. You know, there's just, again, the people that are looking it up on the internet, good job, learning about cults. But yesterday, something happened to my friend Tommy Gorman that moves it into the mafia kind of thing. I told you I was part of the top secret mafia where they had me out opening up these phony accounts that they were using. This is before Anonymous. They were using anonymously to basically covertly slip into different areas and talk to people and pretend like they were a critic and put down critics and basically distract the area so that anything but Scientology would be posted there. That was their goal. Drive it down the page, right? Get it off onto the second page. Because their view, and I don't think it's wrong on that one, once it's on the second page, a lot of people don't go that far. They kind of stay at the top, right? So they want to drive it on down. So whenever you see something getting driven down, just pop it right back up at the top. Because there's a reason why it's getting driven down. Okay, so the mafia end of it, they definitely have it. Someone asked me to talk about Snow White. You can Google Snow White, Paulette Cooper. This was years ago, but Paulette Cooper was a journalist and thought, hey, I'll go check out Scientology. I'll do a course. Maybe I'll write about it. She did a course, wrote a thing, The Scandal of Scientology. They literally snuck into Paulette Cooper's house, stole stationery of hers with their fingerprints on it, wrote a letter to the federal government saying she, quote unquote, was going to blow up the federal government, right? And naturally, it had very bad effects, and they had her in court for over and over and over, and were near putting her in prison, my understanding. And if you ever meet Paulette Cooper, she's a fabulous person. She's amazing. They had her almost going to prison, and the Scientologists broke into the federal government. They got caught. The FBI broke into the Guardian's office, which used to be part of the Manor Hotel. That's where it was located. I think it was somewhere else, but then when I knew it, it was on the Manor Hotel on the 5th floor where I lived, right? And then we had just moved out of there. They broke in and basically went through all the files, found Operation Snow White, which was the one. I'm not sure if she's Freak Out or Snow White, but they had two programs. I think she's Operation Snow White, I believe. But anyway, you can Google it, Snow White or Freak Out, and read them. But 11 people went to jail, including L. Ron Hubbard. And I remember those days because it was like, oh, L. Ron Hubbard didn't have anything to do with that. No way. We want to make this perfectly clear. L. Ron Hubbard would never do anything like that. Well, the truth is, L. Ron Hubbard wrote the programs that the Guardian's office was based on. And people out there that are ex-Scientologists can confirm that. But you can look it up in Google and study it yourself. But it's kind of amazing that a man would go, not me, take my wife, put her in jail. She's the one who did it. And you know what? She never came back after that. I mean, they were in jail for, I think, 11 of them for a year. And they got out. And Mary Sue basically was kind of sequestered and kept away from anybody from then on. She never spoke out and finally died. Okay, so now yesterday, bring it up to speed as far as mafia-like actions. Tommy Gorman is out picketing. Tommy Gorman is a person, if you don't know, He was in Scientology. He was working with OSA, and he found out that this supervisor in Scientology was raping this woman. And so he got to know her, went to ethics thinking they would handle this because it's totally not okay. And instead, they backed up the supervisor. So Tommy, on his own, and his whole family, and tons of people were in this, connected to them, and he got them all, and on his own, just spent a weekend with them, showing them information and facts and this and that, and from that, they all, that's it. They left Scientology. He married the lady, and that's his wife. And they have a wonderful marriage, and they have 2 beautiful children now. They just had a baby. And he's out picketing, and some knucklehead OT8, and I told him, I said, Tommy, bring a camera, because they've been after him. They already heard him once. I said, bring a camera, always have a camera on you, right? So he's filming, and this OT8 goes up, and elbows him, right in the shoulder, hurts him. And he calls the police, and the OT8 was arrested yesterday. So way to go, Scientology. Thank you for proving to the world again that you are not a religion, you are a cult, and you are also a mafia. You have a section of you that's a mafia-like organization. Granted, it's not every Scientologist. No way. You know, Scientologists, there's people within the organization that know nothing about this. I knew nothing about that end of it, believe it or not. I was just kind of, they find what you're good at and they work with you on that, and they section it up. That's how totalitarian organizations work. The right hand doesn't know what the left hand's doing, so they get the right hand doing it. And you could say, how could people be so stupid? But you know what? It's very manipulative, and it's very tricky, and it happens in the world in a lot of different things, where people are working and getting manipulated. And so you've got, that's why I say learn about cults, because then you'll never get snagged up in it again. But I will tell you this, if it feels weird, it is weird. There's a great book called Blink, and I highly recommend you buy it and you read it. It has very factual things about your own personal instincts and how right they are. Most Scientologists, including myself, you can ask me, what was your very first instinct? I read Dianetics. I literally went back to college, had a fight with my dad, packed up, hitchhiked from Chicago to Los Angeles to do Scientology, walked in to American St. Hill and went, what is this? And I was a hippie, right? And these are these people in their uniforms marching around, and they've got their organization boards, which I was anti-organizations, and they're all like very, very serious. And I was like, what the hell is this? And all these big pictures of Hubbard all around. You know, it was like Nazi Germany to me. It was very strange. That was my very first instinct, right? But then one of my friends came and talked to me and said, let's go talk to the auditors. And, you know, first he answered a bunch of questions that I had and pretty much handled the questions. He's out also now, by the way. And, you know, then we went over and talked to the auditors. I've told many people this, and I know I've told you guys this, but for anybody new, in my mind, I went, well, I remember it distinctly. It was like, I don't care what these people do. I love these people. I want to be like them. This is what I want to do, right? And I believed them, and they believed each other, right? Because they don't know about the head people and what they're doing, or what Hubbard was doing either. That's why I call it the Scientology Truman Show. So please, thank you to all of you who are picketing. You know, make sure to be safe. Make sure to have cameras on each other. Do the buddy system so you've got 2 people all the time, because they are getting worse and worse. They have a lot of lawsuits up against them, and so I think they're freaking out. So be very, very safe, but keep doing what you're doing, and thank you. You are definitely helping people. People have called me today. Thank you for the people who called me and are free from that sleazy organization. And Scientology, David Miscavige, I've told you this before, you can run, but you cannot hide. And that is not a threat, that's a fact. It's like you've done what you've done, you keep doing what you're doing, and it's going to catch up with you, man. That's all I can say. You know, it's like karma is what it is. You know, you can do what you do, but it's, you know, you reap what you sow. Okay? So everyone have a wonderful week. I will talk to you soon. Peace out.